233/1. Chemistry. Paper 1. Theory. Time. 2 hours. Mathematical tables and electronic calculators may be used. All working must be clearly shown where necessary. The paper consists of 14 printed pages. Candidates state one advantage of luminous flame over non-luminous flame. A salt solution can be separated by evaporation or simple distillation. State and explain which of the two methods is better. A. State Gay. Lussig's, S. Law. 30 centimeters 3 of hydrocarbon which is gaseous reacted completely with 90 cc of oxygen and 60 cc of carbon IV oxide were produced. Given that all volumes of the gases were measured at the same conditions of temperature and pressure, determine the formula of this hydrocarbon. State the name of the following organic compounds. 1 Mk. Below is a diagram of setup of apparatus that is used to investigate the effect of electric current on a binary electrolyte, lead-2 bromide. Explain what is meant by a binary electrolyte. During the experiment, brown vapor was seen around electrode B. Explain this observation. State the function of heat in the above experiment. Six. When solid D1 was heated, a gas which formed a white precipitate when passed through lime water was produced. The residue was dissolved in dilute nitric V acid to form a colorless solution D2. When dilute hydrochloric acid was added to solution D2, a white precipitate which dissolved on warming was formed. Write the formula of the cation in solid. B. Write an ionic equation for the reaction between the residue and dilute nitric V acid. 7. A freshly picked red flower petal was placed in a gas jar containing moist chlorine gas. State and explain the observation made after some time. 8. Study the scheme below and answer the questions that follow. Identify R1. Write an ionic equation for the reaction in step 2. State the condition necessary for step I1. State the condition necessary for step I1 Mk. 9A hydrocarbon contains 20% hydrogen by mass. Given that 3.0 cubic decimeters of the compound has a mass of 4.05 grams, determine the molecular formula of the compound. Mgv equals 22.4 cubic decimeters. H equals 1.0. C equals 12.0. Paper chromatography is a method of separating color or dyes. What two properties should the components of a mixture have that would make the separation possible? Describe how sodium carbonated powder can be obtained in the laboratory starting from sodium hydroxide. 12. The table shows the atomic and ionic radii of some elements represented by letters Q, R, S, and T. Study it and answer the questions that follow. Element atomic radius Nm, ionic radius Nm. Identify the strongest oxidizing agent. Explain 1. What type of bond is formed when element Q and R react? Give a reason for your answer. 13. Both diamond and graphite have giant atomic structures. Explain why diamond is hard while graphite is soft. 14. Study the flow chart below and answer the questions that follow. Name the process that takes place in step I1. E. State one commercial use of substance K1. E. Explain why colorless solution would not be formed in step I if dilute sulfuric. V. Was used in place of dilute hydrochloric acid. 1. 15. A solution of X2CO3 contains 5.3 grams in 500 cc of solution. 0.25 cc of this solution required 20.0 cc of 0.25 m hydrochloric acid for complete neutralization. Calculate the relative formula mass of X2CO3. 3. 16. Sodium hydroxide can be prepared using the method below. Sodium metal sodium hydroxide plus hydrogen. Give one precaution applied when carrying out this experiment. 1. State one use of sodium. 1. 17. The following setup of 3 tubes was used to investigate rusting of iron. Study it and answer the questions that follow. State the setup in which rusting did not occur. Give a reason. Zinc is used to protect iron sheets from rusting. Explain one way in which zinc protects iron from rusting. 18. State two conditions that would make the boiling point of water to be higher than 1000 C. Section B, 25 marks. 19. The grid below is part of the periodic table. Use it to answer the questions that follow. The letters are not the act symbols of the elements. Name the chemical family to which elements R and S belong. Write an equation for the reaction between elements D and V. 1. In terms of structure and bonding, compare and explain the melting points of element S and M. Explain the difference in the atomic radii of elements L and P. E. Both blue and red litmus paper were placed in chloride solution of element L state. And explain the observations made. 20. The flow chart below illustrates the major steps in the manufacture of nitric V acid. Study it and answer the questions that follow. Identify substances K and J. E. The substances K and J are purified before they are taken into the compressor. State one reason for the purification. E. A mixture that comes out is 65% nitric V acid and 35% water. How would the concentration of nitric V acid be increased? IV. The reaction of copper metal with dilute nitric V acid produces brown fumes. Give a reason for this observation. V. Give the name of the catalyst used in chamber P1. Nitric, the acid is used to make ammonium nitrate. Other than its use as fertilizer, state 1 use ammonium nitrate. In an experiment, a few drops of concentrated nitric, the acid, were added to prepare iron 2 sulfate in a test tube. Ammonia solution was then added into the mixture in excess. Give the observation that were made when concentrated nitric, the acid, was added to iron 2 sulfate solution 1. Excess ammonia solution was added to the mixture. A. In the experiment, steam was passed over heated iron wool as shown in the diagram below. The gas produced was then dried and passed through heated copper 2 oxide. Write an equation for the reaction between steam and iron. B. Give observations which would be made in 2b at the end of reaction. Explain. What precaution should be taken into consideration before lighting the gas at A1? What type of reaction takes place in the tube B? B. In the last stage of the Solvay process, a mixture of sodium hydrogen carbonate and ammonium chloride is formed. State the method of separation used. With an aid of equation, show how lime is slaked 1 mK. What is the major source of carbon IV oxide as the Solvay process? Section C, 10 marks. 22. In a titration experiment, the following results were recorded. Study the procedure and answer the questions that follow. You are provided with solutions F, 0.1 m hydrochloric acid. Solution K, prepared by dissolving 2.5 grams of a basic compound Na2x.10, H2O in 250 cc of distilled water. You are required to determine the formula mass of X. Procedure. Fill a clean burette with solution F. Pipette 25 cc of solution K into 250 cc conical flask. Add 2 to 3 drops of methyl orange indicator in the conical flask and titrate with solution F. Record your results in the table below and repeat the procedure 2 more times. Add 2 to 3 drops of methyl orange indicator in the conical flask and titrate with solution F. Record your results in the table below and repeat the procedure 2 more times. Complete the table by filling in the missing values. Calculate the average volume of solution F used 1 m. Calculate the number of moles of solution F used. Given that 1 mole of K reacts with 2 moles of F, determine the concentration of solution K in moles per liter, 3 mK. Relative formula mass of the basic compound Na2x, 10H2O, 2 mKs. Relative formula of X, Na equals 23, O equals 16, H equals 1, 1. Alliance High School. Marking scheme. State 1 advantage of luminous flame over non-luminous flame. It produces much light, hence very visible, reducing accidents in the laboratory. A salt solution can be separated by evaporation or simple distillation. State ND. Explain which of the 2 methods is better. Simple distillation. Both solvent and solute can be obtained. A. State Gay-Lussac's law. When gases react, they do so in volumes that bear a simple ratio to one another and to the volume of the products if gaseous at constant pressure and temperature. B. Determine formula of this hydrocarbon. Name the organic compounds. 3-ethylpentane. 4-methylhex-2-ene.